So this is the Allcall Mix2 and we reviewed this just a few weeks ago, and since then I've been using it pretty much every day to really get an idea of what it's really like. So really it's just a basic budget phone. It's very plain, it's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but it's pretty much based on all the other Mix2 branded phones that you see out there. Untitled have done one and it's pretty much based on that. It's got the Helio P23 processor inside, 6GB of RAM. This particular model comes with 64GB of storage, and yeah, so pretty decent specs, but how well does it really perform? Well, the first major issue I've got with this is the screen. Now, it's not the best resolution screen I've ever seen, but it's okay, it's not bad. But the one thing that I've found with it, it causes me a lot of eye strain. Now, I'm not sure whether that's just to do with the amount of blue light that this gives off, but yeah, it causes me a lot of eye strain. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but I've installed a blue light filter and it's, resolved that issue. My eyes aren't strained anymore, so maybe it's something to do with that. Another major issue I've found with this is the Wi-Fi connection. It's very, very weak. I'm in the same room as my router at the moment. It's literally just there, and I've got 2 bars Wi-Fi, which is pretty shocking, to be honest with you. In all fairness, I should have a full bar of, Wi-Fi connection. And yeah, it's just not very good. And as well as that, because of that issue, it causes issues with all sorts of apps. I mean, my banking app, for example, this morning just would not load at all. My Wi-Fi kept going on and off, and yeah, there's a major issue there. Whether that's hardware or firmware, I have no idea, but hopefully they can get around to fixing that at some point. If you go out of the room, for example, as well, Wi-Fi can just drop off. I can barely use this phone upstairs because I've barely got 1 bar, and yeah, not very good for that. As well as that, other apps suffer with that Wi-Fi problem. I mean, YouTube can cut out randomly, and as well as that, I think there's a major firmware issue with certain apps. I mean, I can try and load up this app, for example, it just won't have it. It's a very simple app I'm trying to load up and it should work on it. It works on all the other mobile phones I've ever tried, even really old ones, and yeah, it just won't load up properly on that at all. Now, other things, I mean, it's not a bad phone. It is a budget phone at the end of the day, so I'm not expecting a perfect device. But as far as the budget's concerned, you can get much better phones for your money, basically. This is about 160, 170 UK pounds, which is a little over $200, something like that. And yeah, you can get much better phones like the Xiaomi Redmi S2, a hell of a better phone, and that's a hell of a lot cheaper than this as well. It's a really good phone that, check out any reviews you can get hold of. We've done a review ourselves. Good phone. As well as that, we've only got a single-use camera on the back of it. I would have expected a dual camera for the, the price of it. As well as that, the performance of the camera isn't great. It's not very good. I'm not expecting an amazing camera, but I do expect, something half decent. And yeah, it's not the best. As well as that, the phone isn't the prettiest thing either. It's pretty ugly, to be honest with you. Now, one thing it does have going for it, it does have wireless charging, which is good to see, but it doesn't come with a wireless charger, so you need to buy one of those separate. And yeah, so can't really recommend this phone at all. It's not the best. There's some firmware, hardware issues somewhere on it, and yeah, not amazing. But there we go. It is what it is, isn't it? Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. I really hoped you got a lot from this video to avoid this phone, basically. Thanks for watching. We shall see you very soon.